Welcome back, fellas, to another day in the MLB. It is Tuesday, April 29th, and Tony and I have a loaded slate. A lot of games, a lot of plays coming at you. I only posted 3 plays yesterday, went 2-1. Cashed 2+ money plays, missed one of my hitter props. Outside of that, we did cash our plus money dog of the day, so that was a dub. The Twins absolutely raked yesterday and won big. So how'd you do yesterday? Give me a quick recap and then we'll hop straight into the games.
I think I went 3-3, but down some money because the ones that I hit were like minus 140 or something. There weren't a ton of plays that I liked, so I ended up going with some like heavy favorites, and they did not all come through. So it was a down day for me yesterday.
Well, there's no better day to bounce back than a loaded slate. I think we actually have like 15 games today. This is nuts.
On a baseball today.
Let's waste no time. Hop straight into it. All the games start at 6:10 Eastern or later. I know sometimes people get confused. I've gotten a lot of messages over the past week for no reason about, you said it started at this time. I'm like, I'm on the East Coast. I don't know what you want me to say. You can see it on ESPN. If you want to know the time, look it up on ESPN or whatever your local time is, and that is it. There's three different time zones in America. Figure it out. Anyway, so the Twins and the Guardians are our first game at 6:10. We have the Twins at plus 132, Guardians at minus 138, over-unders 8.5. The money line is with Cleveland. The spread is with Cleveland. The total is on the over. Tanner Beebe is on the mound along with Chris Paddock. The popular play of the day is just Cleveland money line straight up. Where are you at for this game, Stain?
Yeah, so I took the over 4.5 in the first 5. Got it at minus 110 over at BetMGM. Tanner Bybee off to a pretty terrible start so far in this season. 5.19 ERA, 1.46 WHIP. Some of the underlying metrics look a little bit better, but there's a lot going wrong for Bybee. Minnesota is like an average offense. Cleveland, average offense. Chris Paddock, pitching for the Twins, like have no faith in him limiting runs. And, while I do think this is like a relatively good matchup for him, I think Cleveland has a ton of lefties that are going to play today, which, Paddock can kind of work around, but I don't know. I'm not expecting a whole lot from Paddock today. I feel like there's going to be a lot of runs in this one, especially first 5. So I like that. Full game over. Don't hate it. Just prefer the first 5 because both these teams have really good bullpens. And yeah, so I'm going over first 5.
I had the full game over, but I can easily be swayed first 5. So I like it also at the 4. You got a 4.5, right? First 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it minus 110. Definitely good value there. I can lean both sides.
Yeah. Also, like first 5, you obviously get the full 5 innings. I know Guardians are like, slight favorites here, minus 145. So I think that was the other reason. It's like I kind of feel like the Guardians should win this game. So if they're leading, obviously if they don't bat bottom of the 9th, less chance for runs. There's a chance Tanner Bybee kind of bounces back here and has a better outing. Had a really good 2024, but yeah, so far it's we're not going to be backing him right now.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. I understand the favoritism for the Cleveland there. A lot of people are taking Cleveland minus 1.5 even, so maybe this game could break open a little bit. And that would really help our over too as well. So next game we're going to have is the Yankees and Orioles. 6:35 is going to be the first pitch. Minus 144 or minus 141 for the Yankees. Plus 127 for the Orioles. Over under 9.5. Excuse me, 9.5 and 10. Money line is with the Yankees. Spread is with the Yankees. Totals on the under. We have Rodon and Gibson on the mound. The most popular play today is under 9.5 by 1,000 picks. There are 1,000 more picks in the next closest on the under.
That's surprising.
Yeah, that's nutty. Maybe weather thing. Did we look at weather yet?
No, that's why I kind of find it surprising. Is the weather would be on the side of the over. We got wind blowing out in Baltimore. Baltimore, a pretty hitter-friendly park nowadays, and like Rodon's been nice. He hasn't been like phenomenal at like limiting runs. So, yeah, I mean 3.5 ERA, that's fine. His xERA is really good. Rodon's pitching well, but on the other side you have Kyle Gibson, who's making his first start of the season. So between the weather and the shaky pitcher for Baltimore, I don't know. Maybe people think that 9.5 is too high, but if I had to make a play on the total, I'd probably go over.
Yeah, no, that's having 1,000 more picks is absolutely nuts. The one pick I did have for today kind of favors the under in a little bit of a way, but not entirely. Is Rodon going over 6.5 Ks. You do get it for plus money, plus 114. Gone over this in 5 of the last 6 starts, averaging 7.5 strikeouts per game. So obviously he's been cooking recently, and plus we get a really good pick, or really good odds at plus 114. So we're taking the plus money here with a good value. And Baltimore, again, they rank 3rd in strikeout rate versus left-handed pitchers over the last 15 games. Obviously, leaning heavily toward a swing and miss team here. And even in the 2 starts versus Baltimore last season, he recorded 6 and 7 strikeouts. So now he's playing better. Took a step up. He's averaging 96 pitches per game or per outing. So, again, he should go pretty deep into this game as long as he doesn't get raked for whatever reason. But, again, like you said, his xERA and his ERA look great. So I don't really expect that to happen. Rodon should go pretty deep in this game. Should see a good volume of swing and miss hitters. And I think he can crush this line.
Yeah, I'm on the same thing. I mean, Rodon has been fucking money for me, betting on his over Ks. Even his ladders have been goated. So today's not going to be any different. I mean, Baltimore it's not an offense that I'm like that concerned about for Rodon. His changeup is just fucking cooking right now. Yeah, so
he's on fire.
Great put away
right
stuff. Dude, he's actually insane right now in terms of strikeouts, at least. But yeah. So we're definitely on the over 6.5. Could possibly see myself ladder this to 7.5. Probably want to see the final lineup for Baltimore, just because they do have a lot of moving pieces in their lineup. But yeah, no way I'm passing up on the 6.5 for plus money.
Yeah, no. And one of the things I noted when I made my write-up is we all could be getting trapped insanely hard right now, because there's no reason I feel like this should be plus money for the value we're getting it at with how well he's been pitching this season. So it's kind of like one of those things where it's just like a gut feeling of like, this feels too good to hit, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, maybe maybe it's just that the fact that like, I don't think he went over 7 strikeouts that many times last year. Yeah. Like in 2024, he only hit it in 42% of his starts. So maybe that's what people are going off of, but the strikeout rate is a lot higher this year. We're talking about 31.5% compared to 26.5% last year. Getting just a lot more whiffs in his pitches. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to overthink this one. I'm just going to take Rodon over Ks every day until it doesn't work.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's, again, all fair points. I'm on it with you. So we can keep it pushing into the next game as we have a ton of games to get through. We have
one more.
Go ahead.
One more play for this one.
Go ahead.
I do have Kyle Gibson over 2.5 earned runs, making his first start this year against the Yankees. Yankees should be a good lineup. I mean, they got fucking worked by Tamayuka Sagano last night.
Out,
I don't
Tom.
know how. Dude, no, not shout out Tom. Bro.
Shout out, big shout out the Italian stallion, Tommy Sagano.
And Baltimore did their part. And then the Yankees couldn't get like a single run off of Sagano. That was infuriating. Dude had like a second percentile K rate. Ended up with 8 through 5 innings.
I saw you post about it in the Discord of like, just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean that was also ridiculous. The number of runners that were just left on, like Volpe going down with the bases loaded, whatever, doesn't matter. But Kyle Gibson last year. xERA in the 14th percentile, XB in the 16th percentile. Kind of just a start out of desperation for the Orioles right now. And Yankees just got to be better than what they were last night. They just have to be. So, minus 120 over at DK. Kyle Gibson, 2.5 runs going over.
All right. I like the spot for sure. Yankees got to bounce back. They got to bounce back.
They got to.
All right, we're going to waste no more time and hop straight into our next game. Cardinals and Reds here. It's going to be plus 120 for the Cardinals, minus 130 for the Reds. You got over, under 9.5. For the total, money line is with Cincy, spreads with Cincy, totals on the over. We have Miles and Brady Singer on the mound. Popular play is going to be Cincinnati money line. Really close though is Miles under 3.5 Ks. So and Ellie hits, but outside of that, we're cooking. Do you have any play? I don't have any plays for this game specifically. Do you have any plays for this game?
I do. Don't necessarily hate the Miles under Ks. Only 5th percentile K rate. But I actually have the over of 9.5 in the full game. Michaelis hasn't been having the worst season. I mean, it's a 5.7 ERA. So it's also not great, but a lot of his underlying metrics don't actually look worse. Sorry, they do look worse. So 30th percentile X ERA, 16th percentile X BA, and so Reds offense is hot. This is in Great American Ballpark, so runs should be scored. Obviously, that's why the total's so high. I think I understand why people want to back the Reds. It's Brady Singer on the mound, who's been having a really good year. A lot of his underlying metrics also look pretty good for what he's been able to do, but at the end of the day, like, it's a dude who gives up a ton of fly balls, a ton of hard contact. Like, I kind of feel like this is still not a great spot for Brady Singer. I thought it was going to be a disaster when they traded for him. Just didn't feel like the right fit, but been able to do pretty well. But I kind of just feel like fading Brady Singer at home, like, more often than not, is going to work out for you. So I got the over of 9.5 here.
Yeah, no, I think that's a really good spot. I'm looking at it now, just going through each thing, and I think if I were to do anything, over feels great. Looking real quick. Yeah, matchup's great. Both sides. Yeah, no, I like the over here a lot. Plus, you're getting good value out of plus 100. Even
yeah,
odds.
So that was kind of the other thing. Is like the other thing I was looking at was just taking the Reds over of 4.5. It's a little high. It's a little juice, minus 125. But I definitely don't hate that if you just kind of want to fade Michaelis and still, not fade Brady Singer. But I kind of feel like the Cardinals can get to him. So I'm gonna go full game over 9.5.
Yeah, yesterday was underwhelming, so now they need to bounce back. I could easily see a pretty big scoring game. Again, matchup's also great, so feels like a good spot here. It's kind of crazy to look at how much money are put on each of these games. Like, I haven't really looked at this much of the total handle of bets that go on each game. Like, you're just like, oh, St. Louis Cardinals Reds game. If you had to guess, how much money do you think is put on this game today so far? That picket is tracked.
Total dollars, dude. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like. You think it's surprisingly high or surprisingly low?
Just for like an any Bulls like game, like in not a premier matchup, not a, I would say, big money matchup. It's pretty low comparative to the like rest of the bigger name teams, but it still feels like a good amount of money. What would you guess?
Like 5,000?
$64,000.
64,000? Damn.
And then
Wow.
if you were to guess the Yankees Orioles game today, what would you guess?
Okay, so if this game is 64, I'm gonna guess that one is like 90.
$259,000 is being bet.
I think I'm
on
underestimating.
Orioles.
I'm underestimating how much Pickett actually tracks of it, because I was assuming that
There's
like
7,399 bets. Put in perspective.
That's crazy, dude. I think also Pickett only has like a small fraction of what actual bets are placed, so that's why I was thinking it was like way lower than that.
Especially because I think all the bigger bettors manually track. So like you're not even including.
I think most people who bet probably don't have Pickett. I mean, maybe I'm underestimating how popular Pickett is, but I feel like
that's very popular. But it's still like all the big sharks, all the big wigs that are placing like actually tens of thousands of dollars at a time, all manually bet, all of them. And then you have to think about how big action is. Action's a place. I get this question, and we get in Discord a lot of what you use to track. action is what you use to track, and a lot of people use action instead of Pickett. So we're not sponsored by either, so then we don't have to say anything. But both are used at a very high rate. So it'd be interesting to see if we get like a full pool of how much is actually getting like placed. But it's a crazy number.
Yeah.
It's an average of $35 per bet. That's what the average is.
$35 per bet.
If you
that makes sense.
Yeah. So absolutely nutty. Anyway, that was just a really crazy fact that I just saw. Well, would be interesting to bring up. Chicago Cubs and Pirates. Do you have any more plays for that game outside the overs?
I'm just going over.
All right. Cubs and Pirates, minus 130 for the Cubs, plus 130 for the Pirates, over under 8.5. Total is, the money line's on Chicago, spreads on Chicago, and the total is on the over. We have Shada and Andrew Henney on the mound. The popular market play is going to be Shada over 5.5 Ks. I'm going to agree that Shada should have a pretty good game. I'm going to take him under 2.5 earned runs. Obviously, he got shelled in his last start versus the Dodgers. Yeah. It's the fucking Dodgers. Next. Earlier this season, he gave up 5 earned runs to the Rangers and responded with a 0 earned run game the very next game against the Padres. So I'm expecting a similar turnaround here. He's gone under this in 4 of his 6 starts, and he's only allowed a 5 ERA twice all season. So again, he's only given up really 2 big games. In the rest of his games, he's looked very, very good. Obviously, the Pirates are a very underwhelming team here. On the offensive side of the rock, ranking in the bottom 7th in everything in the league versus lefties. So very favorable matchup. Faced Pittsburgh twice last year. Didn't allow a single run in either game. It's a little bit juicy at minus 130, but I like the spot here for sure.
Yeah, something about Shota I just don't really trust. Some of his underlying metrics don't look great. This is the Pirates offense, though. Like, it's a phenomenal matchup. So I think he should be able to do fine. I was kind of looking at the over of 8.5 here, just because it's hard to back the Pittsburgh offense for sure. And Andrew Heaney has been absolutely cooking. Like, there's just no way he keeps this up for much longer. And I feel like against the Cubs offense, who, might be one of the best in the league right now, he probably gets exposed here. So I'm leaning over. Haven't actually taken it yet, though. Looking at team-specific overs, I like the Cubs of over 4.5. I think the Pirates might even be able to get over 3.5. Weather is on the side of the over, so that's kind of my lean for this one. I will say, I think, like, Shota should be able to limit the runs and go under 2.5, but I do think it's a little sketch.
It's definitely a little bit sketchy, but again, I'm playing more into the matchup than anything else. Pirates just stink versus lefties, and they're just an underwhelming offense in general. So, obviously, it's a little bit sketchy, but I feel like I'm not really stressing about getting it done, especially because in the games where he hasn't gotten shelled this year, he's given up at most 1 run. So, great matchup. Obviously, 2 powerhouse teams he's gotten shelled against. I don't think the Pirates are that. So, I think he can have a pretty good day. But
yeah,
again, could go either way. So, do you have any other plays for that game?
No, I don't have anything placed yet. Maybe some type of over with a specific team or in full game. But actually, let me see
Make sure if you guys aren't, or you want to know exactly what our final plays are, and you're not in the Discord, you get in the Discord. The Discord's in the description down below. It's absolutely free to join. Nothing to sign up, anything. You just you hop in, you're getting our plays pretty much right away. We add everyone every single time we drop our plays for the day. So you'll have my NBA and my MLB plays. I have a higher volume on NBA normally than MLB, but that's where Tony comes in and gives you like 7 to 10 plays damn near every single day for the MLB to cover my slack. So you'll always have plays to rock with. You'll always have people to ride with on your NBA and MLB plays. So make sure to hop in the Discord if you're not in there. We're cashing every single day. So,
dude, I will say real quickly, the over of 4.5 in the first 5 at even odds feels really good. Like, I get it. Andrew Heaney has a 1.72 ERA, but
what's his underlying
I'm just like
metrics? I haven't looked.
Dude, the underlying metrics like also look good. But like, I'm not. There's just like no way this is legitimate. We've seen Andrew Heaney for a fucking over a decade now. Like, this is not. No, this is
let him
not
cook
like
now.
Breakout.
He's gonna
33-year-old Andrew Heaney. Dude.
His breakout age is late, but he's breaking out.
So, I don't know. I haven't like really dug deep. A lot of times I just go on Baseball Savant, and they have a lot of good stats on there, like xERA, xBA, K percentage, walk percentage, like chase whiff. Like they got good stats for sure. But a lot of times I like going in deeper into pitcherlist.com, and they have every pitcher there, and they have like an insane amount of stats and usage and like contact and stuff. So maybe I'll hold off on taking the over, but in a weather over game with like Heaney against the Cubs, it feels pretty good.
Listen, all I'm saying is it took Tyrone Tracy till 25 to break out. I think Heaney has it in him to break out in the MLB a little bit late in his career. He can get it done. But we'll keep it pushing. I do agree. The 4.5 feels like a good spot. I think Heaney could get shelled. Unless. We'll go next game. Nationals and Phillies are going to be the next one.
I'm literally taking it right now.
Plus 167 for the Nationals, minus 170 for the Phillies. Over 8.5, under 8.5 is the total. Money line is with the Phillies, spreads with the Phillies. Totals on the over. Mackenzie Gore's on the mound with Zach Wheeler. Powerhouse matchup. The most popular pick here is going to be the Phillies money line along with Mackenzie Gore. Mackenzie Gore is literally the popular play for under and over strikeouts back to back. So, and Zach Wheeler is next, right? The same thing. So people clearly can't make up their mind.
I'm surprised people are doubting Mackenzie Gore right now. Dude has looked elite in the strikeout department, at least.
I agree. I'm literally taking his over on K, so I'm with you there.
I did too. I took Gore and Wheeler over 6.5. Let me check out what the price I got. Taking this Cubs Pirates over right now.
I got it minus 105 on DraftKings for Mackenzie. It looks like Wheeler right now, you can get him for minus 118 on FanDuel. So make sure to snag that.
That's what I did. To be honest, I think I like Gore to hit his strikeout prop more than Wheeler. And Wheeler's a little more expensive. Obviously, like Wheeler has the better track record
the bigger name
throughout his career, but like Gore's stuff has been amazing. And, you know, he has like in his short career a long history of being like really boom or bust. This year, a lot more booms than bust. And he had a game. I mean, his first start this year against the Phillies ended up with 13 strikeouts. So I guess maybe that's another reason why I'm surprised people are on his under.
Yeah, give me 5 big booms for Mackenzie Gore. That's what I'm saying.
Dude, Mackenzie Gore is a little Costco right now, punching out a chicken bake.
He's dead ass having a Costco chicken bake right now with a big double chunk chocolate cookie, giving out booms.
Thanks, dude. So yeah, I like both of these pitcher strikeout lines. Yeah, I mean,
I don't have any other plays for this game, but if we want to find something, we can. We have a ton of games to get through, so we're gonna have plenty of plays. But that's where I'm leaning for this game. If we don't have anything else, we can keep it pushing.
Good.
On to the Kansas City Royals versus the Tampa Bay Rays. Royals plus 135 on BetMGM, minus 144 for the Rays. Over unders 8.5 and under 9. Money lines with KC, spreads with Tampa, totals on the over. Taj Bradley and Michael Lorenzen are on the mound. And the popular market play is Tampa Bay money line. So, not many bets on this game in general. Only a total handle of 43,000. So, only $43,000.
Yeah.
Nothing compared to the Yankees.
Nah. Ray's money line is definitely, I think, too expensive to be backing him here. But
I agree.
One angle I was looking at was Taj Bradley under 5.5 strikeouts. Missed this in his last 2 games against the D-backs, against the Yankees. Tougher matchups, but Royals are a team that don't strike out a lot at all. Bradley, he's a little erratic in his control. So, I think he's a decent strikeout pitcher. Let's see what his rate is. 53rd percentile K rate. Gets a little bit below average chase and whiff. So I think this is going to be a tough matchup for him. So don't love his. Sorry, I like him going under his 5.5 strikeouts, but it is minus 135, I think. So don't love the price. So I haven't put anything on it, but if I were to play something this game, I think that would be my lean there.
Yeah, no, I like that spot a lot. What's crazy is when you look at the just overall market, 238 picks are on Taj Bradley and only 30 picks are on Lorenzen right now. It's kind of insane going from one pitcher to the other. I guess maybe the odds are favoring one, but it's kind of nuts to see.
You're saying like total bets placed on them?
Yeah. I don't know why I'm like looking at these analytics now, but yeah.
I mean, I just think it probably comes down to like Michael Lorenzen is such an unsexy player that like nobody
people probably don't know
who
he is either. Like the more casual people.
Yeah.
So
I mean, he's like fine. I feel like if Michael Lorenzen is like your number 5 starter on your team, you're like fine with that, Oh,
100%.
He's a dude who like consistently overperforms his underlying metrics, and it's fine. He'll have starts that are egregious, but for the most part, I think he keeps your team in a game. So
how's your fantasy baseball team doing so far?
Dude, we're getting fucking shelled. It's bad.
Yeah.
I drafted, honestly, the thing is in that draft, people were so off of injured players to start the year. So I feel like I got like Acuna, Strider, Kirby, Woodruff, like all these dudes who are going to be missing the first month. I feel like I got them super late, and I didn't like really want to take them because they're injured, but I feel like the rest of my league was so off of them that towards the end and like mid-end, I have so many injuries on my team. It's on me. I drafted them, but like, I feel like I think my team's going to turn it around. But we are losing way worse than I thought we would to begin the year.
Yeah, no, that's a tough spot when you have literally Strider, Acuna, everyone else who's fucking injured.
Strider came back quick and then pulled a fucking hammy, dude. It was so
he literally gave you a glimpse and then he's like, nah, I'll go.
I know. And then he's like, I'm out.
That's hilarious. All right, we can keep it pushing here. Red Sox and Blue Jays. Minus 130 for the Red Sox, plus 120 for the Jays. Over under 7.5 and 8. Money lines on Boston. Spreads of Boston. Totals on the over. Crochet and Bowden Francis are on the mound. He finally gets a picture on Pickett. Big dub for him. Shout out. And the popular market line is with Boston money line. Where are you at for this game?
Yeah. It feels a little low, minus 130 for Boston, especially with Crochet on the mound and Francis for Toronto. I did take Francis under 17.5 outs. Boston, good lineup. Francis has missed this line in 3 of his 5 starts. There's not a lot that Francis does that I really like. xERA 7th percentile, xBA 9th percentile. He's been able to have some starts where he kind of pitches around lineups, but I think this is the game where people kind of find out that Bowden Francis is not that good, and I think 6 innings is going to be a very tall ask for him. Yeah, no,
as someone who's watched him now like twice, I'm already had enough. So it should be especially going against Crochet. I think there's going to be just a blowout of a game, and I think Francis could get absolutely shelled.
I think it's a great price.
Yeah, no, I would agree. Francis also feels like a pitcher that's like going to try to pitch to contact and get easy outs, and I feel like that's not going to work very well against the Red Sox right now. So we'll see, but I like that play a lot. I think him going under 17.5 feels like a really good spot. I don't have anything for this one. I was looking at hitter props for the Red Sox, but I couldn't really find one at good odds that I loved. A lot of them were just really juiced, so that also helps. I mean, you're under the fact that they're all juiced. So anyway,
Hitter props are tough.
Yeah,
Feels like there's
when I find a good
never
one
like
though,
that.
I love it. When I find one that I'm like, it's like always minus 140. You know, like, what the fuck?
Right.
Anyway, we'll keep it pushing though. If you don't have anything else in that game, we can keep it moving. But good. All right. Anyway, we have the Diamondbacks and the Mets next. Plus 128 for the Diamondbacks. Over under 8.5. Under 8.5. Mets minus 130. Obviously, Mets coming off a masterclass of a game. Money lines with the Mets. Spreads with the Mets. Totals on the over. Eduardo Rodriguez and David Peterson are on the mounds. Popular market play is going to be David Peterson over 1.5 walks.
Interesting. Okay. I don't hate it. I mean, walks can sometimes be a tough line, but
if it's there, it's there though.
Yeah. What's Peterson's walk percentage? I mean, just at a quick glance, only 7.6 walks. 66th percentile number, so doesn't really walk a ton of batters. Last year was a little worse, but interesting angle for people to go off of.
Yeah, kind of weird. This next one is the next popular one is the under David Peterson hits allowed.
Okay,
those are the next.
I think that makes more sense. But I mean, do you want to fade the D-backs offense? Like, probably not.
No, absolutely not. I won't. I mean, I'm not going to. I think season of the stakes never been better, but I understand the people that could. So anyway, where are you at for this game? What do you have? Anything? Yeah,
I was leaning pretty hard onto the Erod strikeouts. 5.5 is line. Overs plus 108. I think that's pretty good value. I mean, dude gets a ton of chase on his pitches. Not a ton of whiff though. Like, batters are often swinging outside the zone. They're often able to kind of fight it off, keep it alive. But I think generally it allows Rodriguez to have games that we've seen before with super high strikeout totals, like 12 against Washington, 9 against Miami. The Mets aren't a team that strike out a ton. There are some dudes that I think he could probably take advantage of towards the bottom of their lineup. So kind of a tough call here. I don't know if it's gonna make my card, but I do like the over 5.5 strikeouts for Rodriguez today.
Yeah, I think that's a really good spot. I'm looking at it now, or at least I'm looking at the numbers for it. Seems like a great matchup to go under. Yeah,
you think he goes under?
Or sorry, I meant over. My apologies. Yeah, no, it looks like a good spot. I like it.
Yeah.
Everything metrics wise looks like it's checked out.
There's some guys in here that are obviously great at avoiding strikeouts. Lindor, Soto, Nimmo's really good. But then you're gonna have some dudes you're gonna have Alvarez, Tyrone Taylor, Acuna, Mark Vientos. Like, those guys could be pretty susceptible to Rodriguez, who gets a ton of swings outside the zone. So
I mean, you think some of these guys have almost 30K rate against left-handed pitchers this season. So
yeah,
that's nuts.
But yeah, I mean, Rodriguez is. It's kind of tough because Rodriguez doesn't necessarily have that great put away stuff, but more just on a pitch to pitch basis. I feel like he's
fair enough.
He could definitely get over this line.
Yeah, no, definitely a solid spot. Good value as well.
Just from a volume standpoint, could just end up in a lot of 2-strike counts,
100%. So no, I definitely like that play, and again, good value on it as well. So definitely a solid spot to take. I don't have any plays for this game. I mean, I like your play, and I could see where they're going. I was looking at the David Peterson walks. I could see where they're going with that. I just don't. I don't know how confident I'd be. Arizona walks the 5th most, so I guess that could be it. But yeah, not too sure about that one. But for the most part, I like your play probably the most, and then we can move on. But let's see if the Mets keep cooking. They've been hot, real hot.
They have been hot.
Stove's at 19 runs from last game. See if it still is blazing. But we do have the Brewers and White Sox next. It makes me want to vomit, throw up, piss, and shit. White Sox are plus 200. Brewers are minus 230. Over 7.5 and under 8. Money lines, obviously, Milwaukee. The spreads, actually, with the White Sox. Crazy. And the totals on the under. Freddie Peralta is on the mound. And the most popular market play is the under of 8 total runs. There is surprisingly a lot of people betting on this game. Total handle of 115,000.
I guess so. Maybe people are just swinging for the fences, hoping that the White Sox will pull up an upset.
Have to.
Yeah, that ain't gonna be me today, fam. I'm not cannot back the White Sox here. Bryce Wilson, like, really not a good pitcher in his limited career, but you know, anything can happen in a season of 162. So gotta respect the degenerates throwing out a 2-1 odd for a single Tuesday baseball game. Don't hate it, but yeah, there's not a whole lot that I really like in this game. Kind of feel like Peralta's lines are all pretty high and juiced towards the over, so gonna be kind of hard to backing him today. Bryce Wilson, don't really know how many innings he's gonna go. Was kind of looking at maybe like an earned run or hits over, but kind of feels like there's a chance he only goes like 3 or 4 innings in this one. So the one thing I was looking at was some hitter props. Last time I checked, Rhys Hoskins and Sal Frelick were both at like even odds to go over 1.5 HRR. Definitely don't hate that. Rhys Hoskins having a much better season now than he was to start the year. And Sal Frelick, dude, just gets hits, just gets on base. Now bats in front of a hot Rhys Hoskins, so kind of like both those guys.
Rhys has been cooking. Oh my god, he has at
least. His numbers are really good. If you also consider the fact that I think to begin the year he was batting like 100, and now he's almost at 300.
Yeah, no, he's fucking. That's going nuts. He's at 296. Yeah, that's cooking. And he's crushing righties too, so it's a good spot for sure. Batting 300 against right-handed pitchers this season.
I think if the price is still the same, I think I would probably lean towards Frelick a little bit just because of the spot in the lineup I think he's going to be in. I think he's going to be 5th, so he's going to be sandwiched in between Contreras and Hoskins, which I think is obviously better than what Hoskins is going to be behind Frelick and maybe Ortiz. Where the hell's the Brewers?
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be Frelick, Hoskins, and then...
Oh, Bowers.
Yeah. Brock, of course, So, yeah, no, I definitely think Frelick's good. Frelick's minus 110, where I'm seeing plus 110 for Hoskins. So maybe you lean the value plus money side. I like both of them. Like, I'm not too swayed on either one. I think both of them can get this done. Also, shout out yesterday, Gavin Lux had an insane game, just didn't hit a dong. That was insane. 3 hits, 2 RBIs, a run. I was like, dude, what the fuck? Anyway,
he was cooking, but didn't get one over the wall.
Like, damn. Anyway, that's sickening. But I'm kind of done with this game. We can keep it pushing. Athletics Rangers plus 176, over under 8.5. Rangers are minus 194. Money lines on the Rangers, spreads with the Rangers, totals on the under, and obviously one of the big reasons why Texas is so favored is because Jacob deGrom, lowercase d to start his name, is starting on the mound for Texas against Jacob Lopez on the other side, who does not have a picture on Pickett. Rip the kid. The popular market line is going to be the Texas money line, along with Jacob deGrom under 6.5 strikeouts. So
yeah, I kind of respect the play there. I mean, that was my initial lean, simply because I think Jacob deGrom's last outing was against the A's, and I think he ended up with 5 strikeouts.
He had 6.
He ended up with 6. Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, generally, if you're pitching a back-to-back to the same team, kind of feel like that gives the advantage to the A's or the hitters. And you know, they're not a team that really strikes out a bunch. I said that last time against Patrick Corbin. I'm pretty sure Patrick Corbin just fucking deep fried him, which was not great. So I think I lean the under, but it's Jacob deGrom. Like it's not really how I want to spend my Tuesday night sweating
against Jacob
deGrom under strikeout.
Yeah, but like if it cashes, that's you know.
Yeah, like 6.5, I think is probably too high.
Yeah,
for him to have to get 7.
He's only hit 7 one time this year. Put in perspective.
Yeah.
So I definitely lean the under as well. Again, like you said, hitting a back-to-back against the same team is very hard for the pitcher. On just going off basis of what's happened in the past. Plus, he just hasn't like his just. I mean, his analytics are still nuts. His percentiles, Ks per 9, swing strike percentage, CSW, are all solid, but they're not where they were in years past. You know.
I mean, definitely not, but it's still like some pretty insane numbers. I was doing a deeper dive this morning. I'll try to pull it up now, but there were some numbers out there that I'm just like, yeah, maybe I should just not try to fade DeGrom today. So in terms of swings outside the zone, he's in the 92nd percentile, 83rd percentile in whiffs, 83rd percentile in terms of contact against, 72nd percentile in contact on swings outside the zone, 91st percentile swinging strike rate. Yeah, it's very much still Jacob deGrom. Like
he's still fucking him.
You know, not Cy Young winning deGrom, but a very good Jacob deGrom.
Yeah, no, he's cooking right now. Yeah, no, so definitely. I still lean the under. I get he's really good, but I still think the under is still the right play here.
I do too, but I don't think I have the courage to do that. Respect to the people who are doing it though.
All right, do you have any other plays for this game?
No, I don't. I have no idea what Jacob Lopez is going to do. He
don't even got a fucking picture.
Yeah, I'm assuming he's kind of like Bryce Wilson, only going to go like 3 innings or something.
Mm-hmm. And they're going to just do a little bullpen roll around. All right, then we'll go Tigers, Astros, plus 100 for the Tigers or plus 106. Astros are minus 115, over under 7.5 and 8. Money lines with the Astros, spreads with the Astros, totals on the under, and Reese Olson and Ryan Gusto are on the mounds by a alarming percentage. The total is on the under. 7.5 is where 1,380 picks are placed compared to the 150 picks for the next closest market play. So heavy on the under on this one at 7.5. Where are you at for this game?
So I took Reese Olson over 4.5 strikeouts. He's gone over this line in 4 of his 5 starts and against some tough matchups. Just coming off a start of 7 strikeouts against San Diego. We know San Diego, probably the best team at not striking out. Also, 5 strikeout game against Kansas City, which is tough. 5 strikeouts against the Dodgers, which is tough. And it's another tough matchup for him for sure. Like Astros have some dudes in their lineups that are great at avoiding strikeouts. There are some batters towards the end of the lineup, like Rogers, Myers, Smith, who I think Reese Olson can take advantage of. And the changeup and slider for him have just been fucking nasty past couple starts. So I'm going to keep riding on the fact that Reese Olson is pretty good at getting some strikeouts here. Really good put away stuff so far this season. He doesn't actually throw a lot of strikes, so it kind of makes me feel like a patient team could probably, kind of take advantage of what Olson does. But as of right now, he's getting these teams to bite and swing outside the zone, and they don't make a lot of contact on those pitches. So I'm gonna say that for plus 120. He gets 5 strikeouts today.
Yeah, plus he's also seeing some pretty good volume. Obviously seeing about 90 plus pitches per game. He's averaging 89.8 per game. So he should go pretty deep into this one, as long as he doesn't get shelled for whatever reason. Had 22 outs in his last, obviously, game, like you said, against San Diego, who's normally a team that's really good at not striking out. So 5+ Ks in 4 of his 5 games. I mean, you feel great about this line. So plus for the plus money, it's a really good value. I would have to agree with that. And I wouldn't ladder it, but the odds are nuts to ladder it. You can get plus 285 for 5.5.
Plus 285?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, again, I probably wouldn't ladder it, as he's not a guy who does get 6 Ks. He's only done it one time.
Often.
But the value is nuts.
Yeah, I mean, that is extraordinary value.
But anyway, yeah, we can keep it moving. I don't have anything.
Those plays where, like, instead of betting on a home run, like, I'd rather just bet on, like, Reese Olson to hit 6 strikeouts.
Yeah, to get one more. All he needs is one more. That's all it is. Just one more.
Right.
Like, jeez.
Easy. Just one more. What's one more?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, I might as well go 2 more, you know? We get full plus 400 and we're fine. Anyway, right. We'll keep it pushing here. As we are getting towards the end of our slate, we have 4 more games to go through. Braves, Rockies. Wash of a game, as the Rockies are literally at the worst start damn near the modern era, if I'm not mistaken, at 4-24. Braves are minus 195 in this one. Rockies are plus 173. Total is 10.5 and 11 you can get. Braves are minus 130 at minus 1.5 on the team total. Money line is with Atlanta. Spread is with Atlanta. Totals on the over. German Marquez and AJ Smith. What the fuck? Shaver? Yeah.
Shaver.
Yeah, on the mound. The popular market play for this game, the most popular play, is Matt Olson to hit a dong. Plus 300.
I mean, I don't hate it. Matt Olson, I'll pull up his numbers right now, but he's a dude who is actually swinging it phenomenally. Doesn't really have the results. 4 home runs. Only a 387 slug, but
he's in Coors, so
he's in Coors, and so far this year, xWOBA 95th percentile, xSlug 91st percentile, hitting the ball super fucking hard, drawing a ton of walks, not striking out. Like, Matt Olson, surface stats don't say it, but he's having a really good season. And yeah, German Marquez on the mound, like, who is he to stop Matt Olson, you know?
No, exactly. And again, the over-under is really a tell of minus 125 for 10.5. It's like, that's nuts. So clearly there's going to be a lot of
I took the over 5.5 in the first 5 for minus 125.
I would want to take any kind of over in this one, but every time I bet the Rockies in Coors this season, the score is like literally 2-1, 3-1. I'm like, what the actual fuck goes on? So I'm going to keep my bad voodoo off the game.
Yeah, I was going to say, just let me cook on this one. I'm going over first 5.5. I think there might be, like, you could convince me to take the over of 7.5 in the first 5, to be honest. Like, yeah, Marquez and Smith-Shaver are just dudes with some horrendous xERAs and underlying metrics. So, yeah, I just think that the 10.5 is warranted for the full game for sure. So, yeah, I mean, I could go on about how bad I think these guys are, but I don't know if I don't know if people actually.
Yeah, we don't need to do that. We don't do that. Angels, Mariners are the next one. Plus 170, minus 177. Over under 7.5. Money line is with Seattle. Spread is with Seattle. Totals on the under. Bryce Miller and Jack. I will never be able to pronounce his last name. Something German, and we'll keep it pushing. Yeah, whatever that is. The popular market is Seattle money line, along with Bryce Miller under on strikeouts.
Really, dude, that is surprising to me. Some of these popular plays, I guess so, but I would assume that the masses would have been on Bryce Miller strikeouts, but I guess I'm wrong. I mean, 6.5 is a very tall line, especially for Bryce Miller, who, you know, normally doesn't hit this, but I'm pretty sure he's hit 7 strikeouts in half of his home starts last year. So it's a good spot for him. Angels strike out a ton. I wouldn't be surprised if they actually strike out the most against right-handed hitters. I feel like people are constantly.
Last 15 games.
Yeah, I feel like
number one.
Yeah, it's actually insane how much swing and miss they have, and this is in Seattle, so it is as money of a matchup as you can get for Bryce Miller. So is 6.5 too high? Honestly, for like -102 over at FanDuel, I don't know if it is.
Yeah, no, I think it's a good spot. I mean, obviously he hasn't been striking out a ton this year, but this matchup is just insanely juiced. Like, obviously number one in strikeouts in the last 15 games for right-handed pitchers, and they have the worst weighted runs created, so we should go deep into this game. I think it's a no-brainer to go over, but again, I think a lot of people will just look at, again, it's popular market, so it's just like an average person is going to come in here, they're going to be like, oh, he said under this 4 or 5 games, I'm taking the under. I feel like
yeah, maybe
they see red on the props cash and they're like, boom, under, easy. And a lot of people don't really think about it too much. So, but I think I'm leaning the over. Again, he's had over 100 pitches in 2 of his last 3 games. Again, very, very good volume here. He's facing a fantastic matchup. Should be a no-brainer. But
yeah, the other thing I was looking at was Kochanowicz to go over 15.5 outs. It is kind of juiced at -140. And while he hasn't hit that line many times this year, this was a line that he was constantly going over last year. In 2024, went over in 82% of his starts. Dude, just a phenomenal ground ball pitcher. At least last year he was. This year, not getting as many, but a lot of quick outs, a lot of soft contact, a lot of ground balls. So he's a dude that, like, normally you can kind of bank on like 6 innings for. They're not always going to be the greatest starts, might let up like 3 or 4 runs for you, but like is a dude that can rack up outs in a pretty quick manner. In Seattle, pretty weak offense. So it's a low line, like him to go over. Don't know if I'll actually get to it because of the pricing of it, but it's kind of lean. It's kind of made me want to lean to go under here. 7.5, also low, but I think that's a cool way of like backing Bryce Miller if 6.5 strikeouts is too much for you. And then I think Kochanowicz should have a pretty fine start here. So I think that's my best play is under 7.5.
Yeah, you can tell Kochanowicz, fucking Lakers in 5. All right. We can Angels in 1. We can keep it pushing. Giants and Padres we have for today for the second to last game. Your beloved Giants, not Padres, are -120, over under 6.5 and 7. Very low total, +112. Money lines on San Diego, spreads on San Diego, totals on the under. The GOAT, Logan Webb, is on the mound along with Nick Pivetta. The market play is the Padres money line at +112. And also the popular market play right under that is over 6.5 total. Where are you at for this one, Stan?
Yeah, so super low total. But I get it. You have 2 phenomenal pitchers on the mound in Petco Park, absolutely pitcher-friendly park. And so, I mean, Nick Pivetta is having an amazing season, 1.2 ERA, 0.77 WHIP. He's a dude that has been touted as like can be a top of the rotation guy for basically his whole career. And while he's never put it together, you can kind of point to him being in fairly shitty situations. And so maybe he's finally having he's kind of putting it all together at age 32. Underlying metrics look really good for him. Yeah, dude, him and Heaney both breaking out at 32. But no, I like Pivetta obviously way more than I do Andrew Heaney. So Giants lineup has been able to do some damage. So I think as of today, it's a tough matchup for him. It's going to be interesting to see if Luis Ariz is back in the lineup. Today's like the first day he can be back from the IL. Doesn't necessarily mean he'll be there. So his presence or absence is going to determine a lot of the bets that I have later for this one. I don't have anything now, but was looking at Logan Webb over strikeouts, possibly over outs is 18.5 tall line, but Logan Webb is just having an awesome season. Finally getting a lot more strikeouts than he has in the past. He's always been like a really good ground ball pitcher, limit hits, limit runs, but he's doing that and also now getting a ton of strikeouts on top of it. So just a phenomenal season from Logan Webb so far.
Yeah, no, he's he's been actually cooking. So, yeah, no, overall, just should be. I think it's gonna be a pretty low scoring game. Obviously, friendly, like you said, pitcher friendly park. I kind of would lean the under here. I know the popular market's on the over. I kind of have faith in both of these guys to keep it a low scoring, and I don't have a ton of faith in either of these offenses to really break this one open too much. So,
yeah, I mean, the Giants' offense is not something to mess with, at least right now. But yeah, if I were to pick a side of the total, I also would probably lean under, especially for it's plus money at 6.5, is it not?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So we can get a good line. I want to see real quick. It's not even on the popular plays. Everyone is on the over. That's crazy.
Plus 105 for the under.
Yeah, plus 105 for the under feels like a great spot. Plus 100, plus 105. Yeah, no, you get a pretty good value for it. All right. Anyway, that's where I would lean. Obviously, I like your plays as well. Definitely an interesting spot there for it being a dog for the Padres. But Marlins and Dodgers are our last game. It's just like Dodgers. Moneyline Dodgers, spread Dodgers, totals on the over. Sandy's on the mound. Woo, it doesn't fucking matter. Dodgers are minus 190. The popular play is the under on Sandy strikeouts for plus 120, as well as Shohei's home run today is plus 280. So, like we said earlier, you might as well just take a strikeout prop to go a little bit higher than take a fucking home run today. But yeah, that's nuts. Plus 280 to hit a dong is actually insane. It's like Aaron Judge last year.
That is very low.
Years ago. Actually insane. Anyway, where are you at?
Yeah, so I have Sandy under 17.5 outs for this one. I think I got plus money for it. I got plus 110. Only went 6 innings, 1 game so far this year. Of course, it was his last start against the Reds when I also bet under 17.5 outs. But, you know, Sandy has actually been kind of outperforming a lot of his underlying metrics. His surface metrics don't look great, like 6.56 ERA, 1.33 WHIP. But his xERA and xBA are even worse than that. And now you got the Dodgers. Yeah, just not a whole lot of faith in Sandy at this moment. So I think 17.5 is going to be a tall ask for him. So you get plus money going under. Really like that. Also agree with a lot of the people who are betting his under strikeouts. As of right now, only 17% K rate, which is in the 18th percentile. So yeah, just not feeling Sandy out on the mound today.
No, yeah, so I would agree. I think Sandy just under everything and Dodgers over everything. It's just the fucking Dodgers. I've learned at this point in the season, I'm not fading the Dodgers and I'll always fade the Rockies. Those two things are inevitable and will always happen. And anything else, it is what it is. But those are the two things that I will never stop doing this season. Anyway, we do have our dog of the day that needs to be put out. Where are you at? What are your thoughts? Tell me where your head's at for this big slate of games. A lot of dog chances. Yesterday we cashed, so we have to go back to back today. Where are you at with it?
Yeah, I know. Man, I think let's see, what's the best number? 160. The Nationals don't look bad with Mackenzie Gore on the mound. I know it's Zach Wheeler in the Phillies. We're
gonna look back at this. And it's Zach Wheeler in the Phillies. What the fuck?
What's that?
We're gonna look back at this and be like, well, it was Zach Wheeler in the Phillies. Like, what the fuck?
Probably. There's a good chance, but I do think 160 is kind of pushing it for how big of a dog they really should be.
Maybe we just back the breakout of Heaney. Go plus 125 for the Pirates. You know?
There's just
Big
today's
breakout.
the day he like 7 runs, dude.
I can't
All
wait.
of that, like all the pent up horribleness that he should have been is going to be unleashed against the Cubs today. There's just no shot.
Send you a screenshot of him letting up 0 runs. Perfect game.
No, he's toast.
If he throws like an actual like great game, this is getting clipped. Dude, this motherfucker sucks. Puts like fucking 6 innings, 0 runs, 4 or 5 Ks. Yeah, that's crazy. Anyway, so Washington's one for me. I kind of want to go. I kind of want to lean after a massive game. I know they just put up 19 runs, but I kind of like the Diamondbacks at solid value because I just like betting on them for plus 120. Haven't done me wrong much this year. I understand the Mets are hot. Sure, yeah, whatever. But Rodriguez, I like a little bit better than David Peterson right now.
I don't. Erod is just like a weird pitcher, man. I don't know if I really like him in this matchup. I think his K line is very different than like him actually having a quality start. So, you know, there's like that opposing forces going up against each other where it's like I feel like, I mean, I don't know. It is the D-backs lineup. Like I'm not gonna pretend like Peterson is some like overpowering pitcher, but like, yeah. I don't hate plus 120 for the D-backs. They're a team that if you can get them as dogs, it's always probably going to be a decent bet.
Yeah, no, it's solid. So yeah, I think we should go though for value Nationals for the boys, just so if it loses, I have some like thought in the back of my head of like there's a reason it lost, you know, like I can cope with that. Right. Yeah, I can understand that. So we'll go plus 160. I'll place it right now. It's on like everything at plus 160.
There's also. Maybe not. I don't. The Tigers wouldn't be the worst bet. They're technically a dog plus 102.
It's just like, can we justify that being like a dog?
I mean, I don't know. If you don't want to call him a dog, that's fair.
Like, it's like even odds. I mean, plus 100 dog of the day. What the fuck? Sorry.
Not in the true nature of the real dog of the day, I think it's the Nationals.
Let's just go like White Sox plus 200.
A big dog that can straight up win.
I just took him on DK plus 160. So make sure you guys tail that. I kind of want to give up on home run of the day. I haven't fucking had one. I've talked about every single one that's hit a home run, but yet to place the right one.
It's always the darkest before the dawn.
I know. It's depressing at this point. Who's hitting a goddamn nuke today?
Dude, today it's Gavin Lux.
we back in Gavin Lux again? He's hot though.
I mean, in terms of just like ballparks, Cincinnati, great ballpark to bet a home run on.
He's now plus 700 compared to yesterday was plus 1100. They're telling us something.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday he's going up against who was pitching for. Today he has Miles Michaelis, who's got to be a better matchup than whoever he was facing. Who was he facing yesterday?
I forget. The day's
the Cardinals. Oh, Palante. Yeah, Michaelis is going to be a better matchup than Palante for sure. Maybe we go with.
Let's go with some of the.
Is there a Cardinal that you like? Maybe you want to take the other side of it, like, because again, just great American ballpark, good for homers.
Yeah, or we just.
Brady Singer's also like a really heavy fly ball pitcher. Like I feel like he's probably gonna get got today. Brandon Donovan, 6-1.
Brandon Donovan, we bet on yesterday, and he fucking sucked. Also,
did we really?
Yeah, I did. I bet his over on 1.5 HRR, and
damn,
nothing. But and everyone that doesn't know who he is was like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" I'm like, all right, yeah, fair enough.
What about you could bet on a Yankee at Oriole Park. I think that's a good move.
I kind of like doubling down on Lux.
He's close, dude.
Maybe we just go Ellie plus 360. Is there enough value in that?
360 for Ellie. It's
don't
honestly
know.
probably. I don't know if there's like value in it. It's probably just like a
Arenado
fair
plus 600.
Oh,
Not a great
might be able
offensive
to
player,
get
but
Arenado.
that feels like a solid spot. Plus 600. I'm gonna go Arenado.
Okay.
And when
I don't hate it.
When Gavin Lux hits a home run, I'm gonna fucking I'm gonna make a compilation of all the fucking times I've said someone's gonna hit a home run and then taken someone else, and I'm gonna make it into a video because that would be
Honestly, you might.
no joke, probably the 6th time it's happened. But
You might have to also just take Gavin Lux just to be safe.
I think I'm for the plot. I can't at this point. Like for the plot, I just have to not, because if he hits one, that makes the video. I mean, that's like 6 now that I've said in the past 2 to 3 weeks. I'm just like, this guy's gonna hit a dong, and I'm like, but we'll go with this guy. Boom, nuke. There was the time, what was it, like 3 days in a row when we first started this, where I was like, oh, this guy's gonna hit a home run, and then we bet on a different guy. This guy's gonna hit one, and then we bet on like actually insane. This volume that I'm hitting right now. I might have 100% hit rate on not taking the right guy. Anyway. That's English. That's our plays for the day. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, all sorts of fun shit down below. This was a longer episode, so I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Make sure to join the Discord as well. And if you made it to the end, again, make sure you slam the thumbs up button. And yeah, we'll catch you guys again tomorrow on the live stream. See you guys then. Peace.